Hello there! Welcome to 5 Minutes with a Boss. Today we're talking to corporate lawyer, mom to 4 children, wife, friend, sister, daughter, all around amazing bossy lady Ike Adeyemi, who often likes to go by Kiki. Enjoy!
My name is Ike Adeyemi. People call me Ike, but I would prefer if they called me Kiki. I'm a corporate lawyer and I focus on mergers and acquisitions. I started as a lawyer in 2001, so I've been doing this almost 20 years. I don't really know why I went into the law, other than I wasn't sure what else I wanted to do, to be very honest. And I think for me, law seemed like a great platform. I mean, in the late 90s, early 2000s, there were a lot of amazing Black women who were JDs. So the choice of corporate law was really driven by me thinking I was going to go back to Nigeria and wanting the ability to go back to Nigeria. So I wanted to pick the kind of law that would allow me to work for companies, no matter where they're located, be able to have an international practice, and be able to focus on, business around the world, not just something that was very US specific. So litigation can be a very US specific practice area, unless you're doing like international arbitration or something else. Tax, which I did very well in tax in law school, strangely enough, but it was something that's very US specific as well. So I thought I don't want to do that. So I really did a process of elimination, and I said, okay, what practice area would be most fungible in terms of going to different jurisdictions? In a law firm, you are client serving, external client serving. So you are billing. You have to be very conscious of that. So it affects kind of your quality of life in the sense that no matter what you're doing, you have to remember always billing, always billing, always billing. And so there's a bit more pressure on you as you get more senior as well, in terms of client development, in terms of making sure you're bringing in business, in terms of helping the firm sort of develop from a profit perspective. And so there's a focus on technical skills, but then there's also a focus on real business development skills. Whereas in corporate practice, you have one client and you are kind of wedded to that client for your career there. And so it's a bit easier in a sense because you understand that client's priority, and over time you really get to understand it as well, how they say how the sausage is made. You see behind the scenes, you're part of the business discussions, you're part of the commercial decisions, you're part of the strategy discussions. You are more at the table when you're in-house than when you're in a private firm. It's definitely a male-dominated field, M&A, and I think law firm practice was male-dominated. In-house, it's not male-dominated generally within kind of the CPG, consumer goods industry. You actually do have a lot of women, in different roles, in different functions. The typical HR, but then also marketing, sales. You do have quite, strong female presence. However, when you're in the sort of M&A and the very kind of high strategy positions, you do tend then to kind of lose women, and certainly women of color. So I would say most of my educational and work career, I've been the only woman, and certainly only Black woman in the room. And usually you're the youngest as well. Even now, when I'm not young, I'm still the youngest. And so for me, that's been kind of something I've just gotten used to. I got used to that in college, and so I stopped seeing it. Occasionally, I will sit in a conference room, look around, and think, wow. They have no idea. How do they even see me? Sometimes I spend time, instead of doodling, thinking, how do they see me? I think a lot of people say this. I tend to agree. I don't believe there is work-life balance. I believe you have different priorities at different stages of your life, and you just have to decide what you're prioritizing then. I don't think I do all of those things well. There are times when I'm a great friend, and there are times when I'm a terrible friend because I just don't pick up the phone and I don't check on people. There are times when I'm a great wife. There are times when I'm terrible. There are times when I'm better at work than others. And so you really just have to pick and then not beat yourself up over it. I do still beat myself up. There are times when I'm like, oh my gosh, I just feel like some people are more organized. I just feel like some people have figured out what this kind of right balance is. I feel like some people prioritize their children more than I do. I feel like some people know more about their family than I do. And lots of moments where I beat myself up. But I also just know in my brain that that's wrong. Even though my heart feels bad, I know my brain knows better. And so I just try to have my brain speak to my heart. At 25, I would tell myself, don't be afraid. And don't worry about what your parents or your community will say. Just do it. Think about that thing that you're secretly nursing, that you really think you would love. The way you envision yourself, attempt to get it. So don't worry about what people say. And we joke about, Kiki, right? And I always tell people, like, even though they refuse to call me Kiki, and to be honest, I probably, there are times when people call me Kiki, I'm like, what? Who? Because it's part of it. Like, Kiki for me is an identity. It's like that person who, like, is carefree, just is like, joie de vivre, doesn't care, like, just does what they want. So it's more like an aspirational identity. And I think having that aspirational identity in my 20s, becoming Kiki in my 20s, I think is what I would tell myself. Just do it. Don't worry about being like, proper. Don't worry about doing everything by the book. Don't worry about living up to those, JD MBAs that we were reading about when we were all in law school, who were so amazing. Just do what you want to do, even if it's like teaching, if it's hiking the Himalayas. Like, just do it, because the 20s are exactly meant for that kind of thing.